dinner with a person from Israel or from the United States, and each one of us has a different opinion. So for me, that I'm studying international relations, this is really good. I would love to stay here or to go any other place. I know that with the visa restrictions that I have, I know that after I graduate, I have to go back. I have to get out of the UK if I don't find a job or if I'm not sponsored, because I don't have any European passport or any other chance to stay here.
In March, the Home Secretary Theresa May announced a revolution in the student immigration system, which has been criticized across the education sector. The government believes that student visas are often abused and symbolize an immigration system that is not fit for purpose. Government statistics reveal that students represent the largest group of migrants. However, many commentators consider that they shouldn't be categorized as migrants at all. But the government expects 260,000 fewer student visas to be issued to non-EU nationals over the next 5 years. The pressure group Migration Watch believes that immigration places a huge strain on public services, including housing, environment, and on society as a whole. They believe the time has come to act.
No one is against immigration. No one is against immigrants. I'm an immigrant myself. For the last 14, 15 years, we have had immigration rates of 200,000 plus net per year. That means that within 20 years, the population of this country will reach 70 million. That sort of speed and rate is really why something is absolutely necessary.
A new criminal activity is on the rise. Bogus students are issued with cover letters from fake colleges. The government aims to make this way of entering the country a thing of the past. At present, there is no upper cap on the numbers of international students permitted entry, but will they feel forced to change this in the future?
The Home Secretary did not say there will be a limit on the number of students coming in. What they're going to do is ensure that only genuine students are going to come to this country. The government has said that it wishes to bring down immigration from hundreds of thousands to tens of thousands, say 90,000 net a year. That is still a hell of a lot of immigrants coming into this country.
Many universities and private colleges teaching English as a second language have heavily criticized the government's proposals, stating that they will jeopardize the education sector and do irreparable harm to the nation's economy.
The major impact of the visa changes will be on private sector colleges running courses below degree level. Unfortunately, the measures that they've proposed will also have an impact on legitimate colleges and to some extent on universities. I don't think the government has really thought this through. The students who will be most affected will be the ones actually that the government shouldn't be attacking, and that's the sort of unintended consequence in the government's proposals.
So what do the changes mean? All institutions sponsoring students must be classed as highly trusted sponsors. Prospective students will face tougher English testing. Only students at universities and publicly funded colleges will be able to work, putting a stop to the post-study work route, which currently allows students 2 years to seek employment after their course ends.
A student at a university may be able to work 20 hours a week and full-time on vacations. A student taking a franchise degree course but at a private sector college can't work at all. And this seems very unfair.
We are not in agreement with government policy because we don't think there is any sense in trying to reduce migration numbers by reducing student numbers, because fundamentally foreign students are not migrants, so we believe the whole debate is pretty bogus. So students going to private colleges will no longer be able to work. That is, in the phrase of recruitment, turning the tap off in places like India and China. Students are now saying, if I can't work at all, earn any small amount of money, I prefer to stay at home, or I'll go to Australia or Canada or New Zealand.
It is going to have a pretty major effect, at least in the long term. I can understand the reason the government has done this in one sense, but I think that they have banked, at least the previous government, the Labour government, a lot of investment in bringing students to London and to England to study. And by making it more difficult and more challenging, they have really begun to shoot the golden goose, because with the other changes that are coming in place at the universities in 2012, with tuition fee hikes, etc., they're going to be affecting with those their home students and the overseas students who are already paying fees of that nature. If they're being affected by increased visa restrictions, I think the government is playing with fire in terms of the impact that may have on higher education here.
For young people, the whole student packages isn't just about gaining qualifications. Meeting new people and going out on the town are an important and much appreciated part of the university experience.
So what do I do in my free time here in London? Well, I do a lot of, I do more things that I used to do that I didn't used to do in Venezuela. Here in London you have the public space to do a lot of things. Let's say just to grab a beer here in one pub and chill out with your friends after a really tough exam at class maybe, or maybe after a tough day at work. That's one of the main differences between Caracas and London. In Caracas you didn't have any public spaces to go out anywhere because of the insecurity. You wouldn't do this in Caracas, just to drink a beer in the streets. This is unique about London, naturally. In Caracas there are no public spaces because you can get kidnapped, or it's very dangerous to go out. But here you can take a bus at 3 a.m. and go to your house and arrive safely. So it's easier, and I feel pretty relaxed about that. Women in the UK, well, I will have to admit that I haven't forgotten the taste of Venezuelan women, so I'm still attached to how Venezuelan women look. And during the winter, you didn't used to, if you went out on the streets, and this is only my opinion, you didn't see a lot of really beautiful girls. But now in the spring, the thing is completely changing. Right now, I think because of the weather, women are going out in more beautiful dresses, and they want to show off more their hair and the skin. So it's getting better right now. So let's see. I mean, I haven't found a right girlfriend here in the UK, but it would be a really cool experience at least to have the chance to have a British girlfriend. No, sorry, you can go. She was pretty. I actually haven't felt very intimidated. I really like the openness that people here in London have about who you are. Everybody's minding their own business, you know. So I think that's pretty cool. I think the city accepts you who you are, I guess.
Outside of the pub environment and having recovered from a few drinks, back at the school, Alejandro understands and sympathizes with the need to change the current visa system.
To some extent, I think it's rational, and it makes a lot of sense that students who come to study here need to have some level of English, because at the end they are coming to university and they're not going to learn English. They're going to take classes like history in English, so they should speak it. But on the other hand, there are a lot of students that are in this